Recording is in progress. Athletics LLC, reporting for duty. How y'all doing? We're back. We got some stuff to talk about. Like for real. Like we always have stuff to talk about. We really got some stuff to talk about. So let's get the ball rolling. Governor, how are you tonight, sir?
Okay. I've survived Lima 2024. And yeah, getting back in the saddle, as soon as I get back. Time to hand out equipment. Official practice on Monday. Let's go.
It's turning.
Mm-hmm.
The world is turning. Is that a UTSA shirt? Is that a rugby shirt? Is that
It is a UTSA rugby shirt.
There you go.
There you go.
Look at that. Look at me picking up stuff. I like it.
Yeah.
There we go. Mondo over Viking. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm spectacular because once again, field eventers have proven that they dominate over track people.
Of course, that would be where he wants to go.
Listen, I'm gonna say this the only way I know how to say it. If you start naming the most dominant people in the sport of track and field, the first three out of your mouth are going to be field eventers. If not, the first two and the fourth one. So, anyway.
All right. Clyde, how are you tonight, sir?
Back from Hawaii and back in chaotic. And
Here, hold on, let us show you our. Don't nobody care about your shenanigans after you just came back from Hawaii.
Listen, the family deserved an exit for a few days. We went. It was cool. And then the real world. I will say this about Hawaii. There are many wonderful things about Hawaii. Hawaii time is some bullshit.
I mean, listen, the time zone difference in Hawaii is wild.
Have you spent any extended period of time in anywhere in the Caribbean?
No, but
okay, all right.
No, but isn't
hold my beer is what
I'm sorry. Maybe I have this wrong. Isn't at least part of the Caribbean like in Eastern Standard Time?
Look, we could this could be an entire show on
Hawaii time is a world unto itself.
Oh yeah.
And it's weird.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like Hawaii is for real like England. It's like it's just way off. Like 6 hours is weird.
So you're talking about the time zone. You're not talking about people being notoriously late.
Oh no, God!
No. I'm talking about the time zone.
Oh, the time zone. Okay,
it's the twilight zone, is what it is.
Island time, which is what you're talking about, Kareem, is a whole. Listen, that's a whole 2 or 3 shows.
Clyde, you triggered something inside.
I'm sorry. No. Yeah, island time is like Berkeley time at the university.
I got a rash on the back of my neck, and I was like, "What is this?"
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Listen, there are places you can go to in the Caribbean. The thing on the door says open from 9 to 6, and it's 10:45, and it ain't been open in a day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You show up around 12:25 and somebody's strolling up.
Yeah. Like, what do you want?
Why are you here so early?
Yes. So what are we talking about, Chu?
We have some great topics. So the elephant in the room, because of the day of the week that we're recording on is Wednesday, is Mondo versus Karsten. And so here's my first question, because I really don't know. I paid attention that it was happening, but I didn't pay attention to anything outside of that. Did that happen within a meet?
It happened as a precursor to a meet that happens tomorrow. The best meet. The one-day Olympics, as they call themselves.
The grandfather of them all.
It's all of that.
Yes.
Got it.
So they say.
So, but this was the only event on the day.
Yes.
Got it.
Because Mondo is the best self-promoter and sport promoter in the sport.
That's
I will
funny.
challenge Shelly Ann and see what happens.
Mhm.
She says, yeah. I say, yeah, but the world doesn't give a crap. Nope. Oh, I got an idea. I will challenge the other European hot boy.
Boy
Sounds like a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Bait him with a conversation, get him on camera, yada, yada, yada. Bob's your uncle. Zurich is now a 2-day meet. Day one is pole vaulter versus 400 hurdler and their walkout entourages. Listen, we're talking about it, ain't we?
Yeah.
It's the best. It's these kind of things, which are not hokey. They are actually like cool to see. They are the greatest thing that track could do for itself, as opposed to not letting the best female athlete in the sport run. Oh wait, sorry. Let me
Wait, so
Whoa, hold on. Go ahead.
in his
All over the place.
post-race conversations, didn't he challenge somebody else? Did I read
He
that?
did.
Yes,
He
he did.
Mondo-
challenged Sid to a 4.
Yes.
Right. And but
Okay.
after the race, Mondo said that he heard Sid got kicked out of the Diamond League. So he said she can still come. We'll run an open 400 head to head.
Yeah.
Listen, Mondo's hilarious.
Mondo gets it.
Yes.
This was a very, very cool event. I'm glad they did it. I am perplexed by the reaction to the results.
Yeah, I
like
was shocked too that so many people thought Warholm was going to win. I was like, have y'all ever seen these two people run?
Mondo, close your mouth. Let Clyde talk.
oh, she's aggressive.
Ow.
I like aggressive Chewy.
Golly.
I just don't get it. Like people really thought that this was going to be Warholm for the win or competitive. If you watched it, it wasn't really competitive. Mondo almost did a bolt on him. Like he slowed down, he looked around, like and listen, I love Warholm. Like he's amazing. He's my GOAT for the 400 hurdles. But he's not a sprinter.
No.
Like he's not even a little bit of a sprinter. And one of the things that makes him elite in the 400 hurdles is his ability to maintain speed while overstriding. That don't work in the flat 100.
In this big of a race.
with somebody whose job it is to accelerate forcefully while holding a big ass pole. Like I don't understand why y'all thought Warholm was gonna win, but hey, I guess that's what makes that's what drives the dollars or whatever. But yeah, it was hilarious. More of this where it can be squeezed in. I'm here for it.
Exhibition. There should be places
the
for
initial
exhibition.
challenge is actually the one I want to see.
Yeah.
Mondo versus Shelly Ann. Like that was the initial challenge, and that I would love to actually see that. It's probably not. It probably doesn't sell anywhere near as well. Guy versus girl doesn't. There has to be the guy has to be kind of a sexist and willing to play the villain for that to work.
So the thing for me, and it was interesting, we were in the office and someone said, this race is what Donovan Bailey versus MJ should have been. And, we can break it down to its simplest form, both at
Ruh-roh.
He froze.
right?
Okay.
Not right, because we
Repeat.
didn't hear none of that. We didn't hear none of that. All we
You
heard
froze.
was the beginning and then right. So you have to repeat all of that again.
No, so both athletes finishing healthy. It was a legitimate race from start to finish. The buildup, I mean, you have some of the best athletes in the world in the stands showing their support. They have the walkout, they have the fanfare, they have the music, they have a crowd. I mean, it was very, very well done. And, one of the things that we're constantly fighting, and I would say the purists in our sport, not trying to turn things into a sideshow. But guess what? I cannot wait to see what the numbers were.
Mhm.
Tuned in to watch this. And the fact that you have both athletes, both are Puma Red Bull, are they not?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic. Like that's what you want. You want to see stuff like that. And in my opinion, there's room for it. There's
Now,
room for it.
that's not what I would call a gimmick. A
No.
gimmick is bringing the NFL people in for nonsense
Exactly.
because they don't belong.
Right.
That's a
Right.
gimmick. And for the record, they both would have beaten the NFL boy from a couple years ago. Right? Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Bringing in outsiders and people who are not of the sport for spectacles, that's, for me, gimmicks. These are two elite people at the top of what they do,
Yes.
stepping into a place that they don't do at all,
Right.
and wait and see what happens. So
Yeah.
it was cool.
It was really, really good.
I wonder, did they charge for that admission?
I mean,
I question that, you know what I mean? I think in
I
Europe,
would tell you
people
the
would
answer to
pay.
that question is yes, because in Europe people would pay for that.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
that's why I was wondering that, because they would pay for that there.
Yeah.
I would say the answer to that is a resounding yes.
Yeah.
So nonsense. I wonder how many days it's going to be that Mondo is sore from going from max speed for that long, since that's not his runway, at max speed. 1. 2, I wonder if either of them practiced for this.
Oh, I'll bet all of the money that has ever been bet in track that Mondo practiced this.
Yes.
I mean, the way he looks like he rehearsed it, right? And maybe they rehearse it all the time, but this looks like rehearsed.
That looks like block start training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he executed. You can't get that wrong.
You sure did. And then
Mondo practices acceleration all the time.
right.
All
Yeah.
the time.
But I'm saying
right.
from the block.
No, but not block clearance. The
Right.
block
I mean,
the
maybe
block
he
clearance
does.
piece was actually pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
The speed maintenance was hilarious though,
yes.
because it was very, very clear which guy has ever sprinted. Because remember,
Yes.
Mondo was a high school track athlete and
Right.
did a bunch of athletes, right? Bunch of sports. But you could see which guy has sprinted, and which guy is no longer a sprinter.
Well, and it's interesting because if you take a deep dive and you read about Karsten Warholm's training, because of his facilities and the lack of facilities in the winter, he's doing repeat 50s
Mm-hmm.
like 3 times a day, like ridiculous amounts of 50s, but they're all at tempo. Like they're not like, full out sprints, right? So, in terms of being able to hold on, like what would have happened if it was a 150, right? Like that's a different story in my opinion. I think it fit right into that pocket where Mondo was able to get out in front and hold on. And I mean, even to turn his head and do the shikari and all that. I mean, it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that it was pulled off and it was very well done.
That was one of the better spectacles we've ever put on.
Yes.
For sure. For sure.
So let's move into the Diamond League after that, because it was the precursor to this upcoming one. But let's talk about what's happened already.
The Diamond League. The Diamond League also perplexes me.
Just take a pause for a second. Yes. That was the perfect sentiment. Please continue. Sorry, sir.
No,
but we needed to discuss the fact that absolutely the Diamond League is at the very, very, very least perplexing.
Yes.
So the Diamond League, and I think to talk about this accurately, we need to turn the clock back just a little bit. The Diamond League changed the qualification rules they will tell you to make things more competitive and fair. But the truth of the matter is they changed the qualification rules to get into the final to try to force the hand of everybody to get in and participate.
Mm-hmm.
And because you have to participate now, they also use that as an excuse to slash the appearance fees massively.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that at the end of the day is anti-athlete. So those that ain't worried about it, like a Sydney McLaughlin, says, okay, well, I don't really care, and I'm not going to show up anyway, and whatever. So Sid smashes her own world record in Paris. She goes on vacation for 5 days. She goes back to practice. And Sydney McLaughlin and Bobby Kersee decide that they are going to, indulge us all with Sid's presence and the Diamond League final.
That is the right words. Indulge. Yes.
Right. Indulge.
That's
Like,
good.
you know what? Give the people what they want. It's cool, but we don't need to run the hurdles. We've made that point. Let's go do the double. Just to drop a mic and say that we can do it. We'll challenge the top 8 in the 200. We'll challenge Paulino and the champions in the 400. It'll be awesome. We'll show up. And these fools are gonna kick her out. They're gonna kick her out. They're gonna say, nah, we're good on that. Because the Diamond League doesn't need Sydney. Delusional. Sydney doesn't need to do any of this. And all she was actually doing, if you really pay attention, is giving the world a preview of what she signed up to do next year for Michael Johnson's Grand Slam track.
Mm-hmm.
And the Diamond League are fools, clowns, for not letting this happen if that is indeed where it settles.
Well, what it tells you is that the meets are not all in cahoots with each other, as we assumed, because they are, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly, none of them are in cahoots with World Athletics. Because the way this happened is the meet director, the meet promoter, or the meet owner in Belgium contacts Bob.
Is it Wilfred Mert?
Yes.
Yes.
Contacts Bobby, Sid, whoever, and it's like, yo, we'll pay you this if you come do this.
Yep.
You know what? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because the money isn't enticing, but it's enough money to get me off, from Sid's perspective, it's enough money to get me off my couch. And this will appease all those Sid hates Europe, Sid won't run in Diamond League meets nonsense, right? And then World Athletics comes in behind all that. It's like, well, the rules say, because somebody called us on our own rules because we weren't really going to, but the rules say Sid can't run in anything because blah, 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 proviso X sub dash 4Q. And all that ever happens from that is the sport of track and field continues to just hide like aggressively in anonymity.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're the only sport that would do that. The best person on the planet on the women's side wants to do not one but 2 events in a Diamond League meet that she never does. But we gonna complain that she didn't do another one? Crazy.
So in February, there was an amendment to the wild card, the global wild card, right?
Yeah.
And what really specifically applied to Sydney, to be eligible and considered for a global wild card, athletes must have either competed and achieved a result in at least one Diamond League meeting during the season, or competed and got injured.
Yes.
So you didn't finish the race, you didn't finish the competition at a Diamond League meeting. Like, you showed up, no result, but you were there.
You were
Okay.
willing to show up.
Yes. Number 2, be placed in the top 5 world rankings of their discipline, or in the top 20 of the overall world rankings, or be the current world record holder, or the current Olympic World Diamond League champion. World or Diamond League champion. I mean,
She has all of those, all of the B's. She's the world record holder. She's in the top 20 in the overall Diamond League rankings, and she's in the top 10 of her own events world rankings.
exactly. So
We good. We
I
good,
just
coach.
want, and I know y'all know because I don't know.
okay.
There's 8 lanes on the track in Brussels.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So tell me who we're gonna get to watch in the 200 and the 400 that's number 8 rather than Sid.
I mean, right.
I want to know who number 8 is.
Unfortunately, number 8 doesn't want you to know who she is because
Right.
Oh no, because
ain't no way it's her fault.
No. Listen, I'm just I'm a common sense guy. You're telling me I can watch Sid versus Paulino, or I can let number 8 run. Give number 8
all
a
I know
check
is this.
and tell her to shut up.
Number 7 is the happiest person on the planet because if Sid doesn't run, right, then number 8 runs in lane 1 and she gets lane 2.
Whatever.
But if Sid runs, if Sid runs, she slides into lane 6.
Sid
and everybody slides down. So number 7 will get lane 1 and be done.
Look, the thing that's and I can't wait for the fallout of all of this, because this is another black eye, in my opinion. The fact that it was actually put out there and then rescinded.
It's still on the website. It's on the Brussels website right now that she's running.
There you go. So they
Just
wanted
so
it to
crazy.
happen.
Yeah.
Right? And obviously somebody or something or some entity or a manager or whatever is screaming holy hell and going screaming bloody murder about this. But the thing that for me, and the thing that is probably not talked about enough, you cannot tell me that Sid was not looking forward to racing Paulino again.
Absolutely.
You cannot tell me that Sid
we're robbing the track and field public.
Exactly.
Because I don't know who the 200 person is going to be, but I know for sure Sid versus Paulino might be the best race on the women's track below the mile of the 5K.
Yep. Well, that's the point, and that's my problem, because no matter what train of thought you come to this sport with, everybody on every side of every aisle says we're bad at business, and we are. This is stupid business. Yeah. This is ridiculous. We've watched the Olympics, we've watched the Diamond League. No one is gonna challenge Paulino. So we can watch a boring race in which she's going to easily win, or we can watch her and Sid race. In the 200, Sharika's gone, and Gabby has no challengers. I'm pretty sure I saw, if I remember, Gabby shut her season down.
Oh yeah. She's
not going to be there. So who's the third best 200-meter runner in the world? I don't know, but I know I don't want to see that. I want to watch Sid.
I mean, let's be honest, right? The meet promoter was really smart.
Yes.
There is no Gabby, so let's see if Sid will run.
Yeah.
Because that's
the Brussels track is 9 lanes.
Nine.
Brussels track is 9 lanes.
So now it's now you're holding me hostage to watch number 9.
Exactly. I had to go look it out. And it's probably the biggest reason why Brussels thought it was okay. Nobody,
because you got a nice lane,
is being X'd out.
For sure.
You're running 9 lanes. I'm
telling you right now, they're not even going to run 9 lanes. It's going to be 8.
They're going to run 8 lanes.
Yeah.
There's going to be 8 women on the track and an open lane.
Yep.
And they're going to get flamed for this.
They're going to run 2 through 9.
I'm telling
This
you,
is
man.
listen. You could have paid Sid to show up and then not given her the prize money.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't care.
Right? She don't even need it. Just give us the race.
mere fact that she entertained and accepted that invitation tells me that she had something up her sleeve, and she wanted the 200 to
Yeah.
get ready, and she was about to drop something. You can't tell me she doesn't like.
What Kendrick say? Sometimes you got to pop out and show.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Listen,
I
just
want to
understand this.
see. I hope she goes to a meet and still does it.
I mean, listen, just be clear. Whoever the decision makers are, if and when you punt this girl out the meet, understand you're never gonna see her again.
Man.
Like, never. I don't know Sydney personally, but I know enough about Bobby is the pettiest dude ever.
Yes.
He is the petty king.
Never gonna see Sid again.
Bobby is the king of petty.
No. But it's again another example of what we're dealing with in our sport.
We can't have nice things. I say this all the time in our group chat. We cannot have nice things.
We're hungry for publicity. We're hungry for eyes. We're hungry for people tuning in. And you announce this, and immediately within a couple days, folks are going, oh, this is going to be the greatest thing ever. And then you have to come back and swallow that. You're going to come back and say, oh, sorry, no, false alarm.
Yeah.
What?
You have general riffraff on the internet talking about it's not fair.
Oh my goodness.
What? This is people talking about it's not fair that she runs because she hasn't run any, like, they're just, they're out here looking for clicks, and they're just and again, listen, running all right.
You're gonna cater to Elon Musk's 15% on X. That's who we're catering to, because the majority of the people who care about the sport want to see the race.
Running the sport of track and field is top 10 simplest things to do for professional sports.
Yeah.
Like it's as simple a thing as you could possibly do, but we consistently make it complicated.
Yes, absolutely.
And we consistently, as a sport, do things that are so counterintuitive to the progress of the sport that you're like, no way somebody did that.
Yeah.
This is when I saw the announcement of Sid's going to be taken out, right? I promise you, my first thought, you all have seen it. The Nick Saban quote, the viral quote, high achievers don't like, don't like, what is it? Why did he say it? High achievers don't like mediocre people, and mediocre people don't like high achievers.
Yes.
I don't care if it's unfair. Run faster, be as good as Sid is. Special people get special treatment. People, yes, it's an elitist mindset. That's what you want, because no one cares about whoever number 9 is.
Yeah.
And let's be clear, if you're number 9 in the Diamond League standings, you're an amazing athlete. You're really good at what you do. No one really knows your name. You're not really relevant, but you're very good at what you do. Yeah. You ain't Sid, so sit down and watch the show. Like, that's what it's supposed to be.
So we're going to throw this out there. If it was Bolt in his prime, would this have happened?
Absolutely not.
There you go.
They would have paid the man, and everybody would have shut the hell up.
I mean, we so constantly shoot ourselves in the foot. Like, this isn't even like, it's not even that ridiculous that it's happening, but it's so like prototypical track and field. Guys, we have the best product that is offered on the Olympic. Like, we're like the cheesecake on the smorgasbord platter.
Right.
Like, of all the Olympic sports, but we keep selling ourselves like we're like the sardines.
Telling you, man.
It's crazy.
The irony is these new rules that they created on qualification, if they were aimed at any human being, they were aimed at Sid.
Yes. Yeah.
They were aimed at Sid.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. You
It
couldn't
might
force
as well
her
have
to
been
show
called
up.
the Sid rules. I mean, they were literally directly aimed
Yes.
at Sid.
Right.
Correct. And it didn't work. She still didn't show up, and y'all salty about it. So now she's doing you a favor and you mad. So you're trying to punish the girl
That
for
part
not
is crazy. That
bending
part
the
is
knee
crazy.
to your rules.
To even throw in the fact that you went to the meet and got hurt.
Yeah, right.
So it's like anybody, and I mean anybody, that has come anywhere near a Diamond League meet, you're eligible. But if you don't come, darn it, you can't run in the Diamond League final.
Oh my
You
god.
don't care if you haven't lost a race on the track in like 6 years.
This is wild.
Who's the last person to beat Sid?
Paulino.
In a 4, 2 years ago, right?
On a 400. Paulina.
Yeah.
Right. Sid has run 1s, 2s, 400 hurdles, and 4s in the last 4 years, and
Yes.
she lost 1 race.
Yes. So the last four hurdles was to Dalila, right?
So say it
Yes.
was, yeah,
Yeah.
it was
It
the
was
American. I
to
couldn't
a
remember which
world
American.
record by Dalila.
Unbelievable. I don't know. You know, if you're gonna go all of that, go all the way. Don't like, you knew she wasn't gonna run in any meets, but you still had to put in there that she had to show up, or she had to.
That's crazy.
Isn't
It's
it
crazy.
insane?
So
Just
what about
plain
some races that actually happened?
Oh boy.
What races are going on in the Diamond League final? Because I already know I don't care about the women's 2 or the 4. What else is happening?
Oh man.
You know what? Let me say this. Because there's already this groundswell of information. People, I don't actually care what happens. I'm gonna watch because I'm a fan, and hopefully we get some good races. But there's no result that matters short of a world record that means anything. Doesn't mean anything. The Olympics already happened.
Mhm.
There ain't no get back.
Nope.
There just isn't. I don't care. I don't care if you're a fan or not. If you hate Grant Holloway and he runs and somehow loses the Diamond League final, no one cares. if you're mad because Sha'Carri lost 100 and somehow she wins, Juju don't care, and don't nobody else care either. Like, there is no get back. I'm interested to watch a rematch from here and there, right? But if Ryan Krauser loses the shot put, don't nobody care.
No one
No
cares.
one cares.
Well, let's just start there. So I have the start list. And the thing about Zurich is that they're guaranteed to get the Olympic finalists. They're going to get top 3. They're going to line them up, and they're going to get after it. So you have Krauser, Kovacs, Fabry, Campbell, Otterdahl, Enekwechi.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's as close as you was ever going to get.
And next, yes.
Roger Steen, Zane Weir, Stanek, and Scott Lincoln.
And
So-
that's dope. Everybody's there. It'll be fun to watch.
That's right.
Whoever wins, irrelevant. For the record, do they do that final 3 crap at the Diamond League final?
No.
They'll do it at this meet, but they won't do it at the Diamond League final, I don't think.
Right.
Okay.
Diamond League final is we got a meet. We got Zurich, and then we got Diamond League final.
Right. Okay, so you're doing
They are
Zurich.
forced to do it at Zurich. And
Right,
trust
you're
me,
doing the Zurich.
the Zurich people hate that.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, listen, Zurich and the Diamond League final are great meets. But thankfully, they will be pre-World Championships and pre-Olympics moving forward. And then they'll matter. Then the result will be intriguing.
Yeah.
So men's 4 hurdles: Bonvin, CJ Allen, Rashawn Clark, Samba, Duco, Dos Santos in 6, Warholm in 7, Maggi's in lane 8.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care at all. I don't care at all. Listen, I like DeSantos. DeSantos is probably not going to beat Carson, and Rye's not there, so
you know. 800 women, you got Mara, Riki, Nia Akins, uh,
Well, the first two was enough.
Yes, you know, and what's her name? The Olympic champion. She called it a season. She got injured.
You know, Keely ain't coming. She got time for this.
Yeah. Men's long jump.
No. E Hammer for the win. No one cares.
I was gonna say unless the Greek is there.
He is there.
He's there. He'll
He's
win
there.
jumping 820.
Tentoglu, Hammer, Pinnock.
I'm gonna say
McLeod.
Tentoglu's gonna jump 842, and Ehammer's gonna jump 828.
Oh goodness.
Write it down.
All right. 100-meter woman, Tamari Davis, Daryl Nita, Kumbunji, Julian Alfred, Shakari, they're right next to each other. Dina Asher Smith is in 6. Talu Smith, Clayton, and Bass Bate in Gambia.
Okay.
So like we got a rematch between Juju and
We've seen this movie twice.
Yes, we have. We have.
Not just that, it's not really a rematch so much as it's another race, because rematch implies that this race is worse what the other race was, and it definitely is not.
Yeah. And again, like, you know, Juju's not Sid, right? Like, she's not, you know, towering over the industry on finances and all this other things. So, like, I assume Juju's going to show up and take the race seriously because she wants her dollars.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's this is where you capitalize, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I don't care who wins. I saw the Olympics.
Okay, 110 hurdles, Zoya, Muratake, Simonelli, Roberts, Broadbell, Holloway, Crittenden, Parchment, Joseph. That's a hell of a field.
Everybody's there.
Yeah.
Everybody's there.
And everybody is there.
I'm shocked Grant's there.
I'm
shocked he's there.
No. It's Zurich.
So
They have all of the money.
His appearance fee was worth it.
I get it.
I would be willing to bet you Grant got the biggest appearance fee.
I mean, and at this stage, does Grant care if he wins or not? It doesn't. Yeah.
No.
Just the shine is.
I mean, it's like this. He's probably gonna win either way.
But I mean, you know, Grant, like the reason I say, I mean, I understand the money. The reason I say I'm surprised Grant's there because Grant's one of the few people that like ran indoor for real.
Yes.
And like ran the Diamond Leagues for real. You know what I mean? Like Grant been running. So
all year.
All right, men's Jav, Peters, Weber, Diego, Etilato, Dean, Mandare, Matavicius, Felfer, Cox, and Whelan. So no Indian, no Pakistani.
Oh, I definitely don't care.
They're multimillionaires. They're in the upper stratosphere. Like they never have to compete again, ever. I mean,
yeah, I think we're good there.
All right. 4 hurdles, woman. Geiger.
No.
Polaronso, Knight, Cockrell, Little, Salmon, Russell, Maravel.
I'm gonna go get snacks.
Okay, all right. Man. 200 men. Mumenthaler, Crombley, Lindsay, Curley, Knighton, Taboho, Bednarek, Ogando. Good race.
That's the best race you're gonna find that's left in the season.
Yeah.
I mean, almost everybody's there.
I mean, no, that's everybody that's left running.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Noah's not running anymore. So like everybody else is everybody else is in the race.
Yep. Okay. 1,500 men. Man, it's a hell of a field. You've got Chariot, Laros, 2 Chariots, Nagoose, Kerr, Hawker. And then you have 2, I think you have 2 rabbits, Giles and Rudolph.
No, no. If Jakob ain't in there, I don't care.
Okay.
It's going to be a good race.
I think originally he was supposed to be, because I remember seeing a post. I think the first like elite group that they announced was that they had all 3.
Yeah.
They had all the medalists. Oh, they had all the medalists.
He's not a medalist.
He's not a medalist.
No. It's going to be a good race. It's an excellent field. But in that race, the drama is the petty. Right. And if the petty ain't in there, you know, it's just a
funny
really good race between the Goose, Hawker, and Kerr. Like, yeah, great.
So did you see that press conference where they asked each one of them what the best quality of their competitor was?
It was spectacular.
It was hilarious.
I did not see that.
So they asked Kerr what he thought Ingebrigtsen's best quality was, and he goes, "He's a really good dresser."
His sense of dress.
His sense of dress.
Now, see, that's an excellent answer. But with all due respect to Mr. Kerr, who I'm a fan of, you missed the moment there, sir. You missed the moment. Let me. I'm sure he's a fan of the show. I'm sure he's watching. The answer to that question, the only answer you should have given was his rabbiting skills are second to none.
Oh, please.
Oh,
that's what you should have said.
And the worst part is Ingebrigtsen came back and
said,
praised Kerr.
Yes, he said
his ability to deliver on the day
when it counts.
When it counts.
He actually said that. Like, that's humility, right?
No, so that's proving my point. People talk about Jakob like he's arrogant, and he is. But he shows humility.
Yes.
And he loses, much like Noah Lyles does. There's a very small group of people that don't show humility when they lose, right, or just don't talk to cameras when they lose. Very small group of people in our sport that do that. Jakob shows humility, but that don't mean you don't hit him upside the head and say he was the best rabbit ever. That's what you're supposed to say. You earned the right to say it. Hawker should have said it.
Oh, gosh. All right, 100 hurdles. Kendra Harrison, Danielle Williams, Visser, Camacho Quinn, Russell, Samba, Mayela, Stark, Kambunji, and I cannot see this. This is the Polish. I don't know that there are very many vowels at all in this name.
Yeah, she'll be nice.
Yeah.
Great field. Great field. The women's sprint hurdlers don't ditch. Like they
don't.
They run.
They run. And then there's a 4x1 woman to finish off the.
Oh, who's in that?
Norway, Switzerland, Austria, Finland, Belgium, Switzerland 1. So there's a Switzerland 1 and Switzerland 2. Netherlands, Sweden.
Nah, GB ain't running, huh? Dang.
No.
Then I don't care. I mean, I'll watch it. I love the 4x1. It's my favorite event, but I'm just saying.
But even inside that, and this is what people don't know, so there are points associated with that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's another opportunity, and the meet has every right to have it. It's part of the schedule, you know. So
they should have a 4x4 so the Jamaican men can run.
Oh my goodness.
Or not.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh. Sheesh.
I'm sorry, that's still one of the craziest situations from this whole season. It still is.
You know, we're gonna do a season recap, right? Because there's the best of and the worst of, right?
Yeah. Oh,
100%.
I mean,
we got two men's teams locking it up right now.
What are the PTI boys do it every year? They call it the turkeys of the year.
I mean,
oh boy,
we can have a Thanksgiving feast with that one. Jeez.
Wow.
And so obviously we released our show on Friday.
Yeah.
What you're reading is going on tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah. So that will be interesting. I think aside from it already being post-Olympics, there are some good, intriguing races to see how they fall. Not necessarily that we care who wins and what times they're being associated with.
So somebody got mad at me earlier today, Chewy, when I said this. Our current model of diamond leagues after the Olympics, diamond leagues after the World Championships, it's no different than the bowl games in college football. They are exhibition money grabs.
Yeah.
Mean nothing.
Yeah.
I mean absolutely nothing. But people will watch because they are fans. I am a fan. I will watch. I will be entertained. I'll watch it more than once, you know, run it back. But, no one better be getting on their shows or their podcasts and lending any, this means this for these races. You are a fool if you are doing that.
Clyde, check what I just sent you. This is really right up your alley. He actually went on the record and said that.
Governor, do the finishes help rankings at all?
Is it what?
Do these finishes help the rankings at all?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
So there can be some salvage to a plummeted pre-Olympics downfall.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this race and obviously the final in Brussels, like you can pad your world rankings that will be.
Well, and I had mentioned it, a couple weeks or maybe last month about how when they started doing the quota for the Olympics, there were athletes, sprinters, jumpers that hadn't competed at all this year.
Yeah.
Because they had padded themselves, based on last year and then combined with what they did at the end of the season. Like one strong season can pretty much set you up. And it's one of the biggest complaints, about the ranking system. It is very, very difficult to get knocked off.
Yeah, no, you got to zero
look
that
at
out.
if you look at it, like, look, the Diamond League final, the person who describes this the most is Anavia Battle. She's run really fast. She's actually performed really well in the Diamond Leagues this season. She didn't make the U.S. team. She's going to be in the Diamond League final. And the way she's running, she's probably going to be like top 3, top 4. She will probably end up the season world ranked in the top 10 in the 200. And she never ran one step in the Olympics.
And that's I'm fine with that. That's good business and playing the game. The problem I have with this is come December 1st of 2024, you got to zero out all the rankings and start over.
If you don't do that, then
you got to zero it out.
Yeah, that's the part that I really feel has to be, or I mean, at worst, what the NCAA does, where you start off with a benefit and then a lot of those points get phased out at the longer you go in the season. And now
the alphabet crew rankings. Yeah. Sure. At some point, we got to zero it out.
Oh goodness. Falling off Diamond League, coming a little bit closer to home, literally. Not sure how you don't know some of these things if you are in the NCAA contingent, even NAIA at that point. There are new legislations, new proposals that are coming down the pipe. Specifically, the proposals is what we want to talk about because not that none of this is more or less high impact, but this one's going to be, these proposals are impactful. So,
how about, can we, before we say anything, can you just read them off and we go thumbs up or thumbs down?
Yeah, we can do that. Governor, do you mind doing that?
Sure. I'm trying to.
That means you got to vote too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I had it, but I don't know where it went.
Here we go. So, first off, the elimination of the national letter of intent, the binding agreement between high school athlete and school. The core benefits of the national letter of intent will be incorporated into institutions' athletics, financial aid, and scholarship agreements, according to the document. Similar recruiting rules tied to the national letter of intent will continue with the signing of school aid agreements. They end the prospect's recruitment. For instance, all communication with the signed prospect and family members must end, and the prospects are prohibited from signing more than one aid agreement prior to enrollment. In the world of the transfer portal, things got a little interesting amid this new proposal. As for transfers, those moving from a four-year college to another must enter the transfer portal to sign the written offer of athletics aid. These signings cannot occur until the sport-specific windows have opened. The NCAA is in the process of considering an elimination of the spring transfer portal window in football.
I don't care about football. But
so essentially, it's again a football issue that's going to trickle down to us.
It's always going to trickle down.
Yes.
So we had a dissent. Are you thumbs up on this, Governor, or down?
No, I'm not.
You're down.
Yes.
Ah, okay. So me and Chewy have no issue with this whatsoever. You and the EP are anti. Do tell.
Well, I mean, okay, and it's from a selfish standpoint, okay? What this will do essentially is we're already in a situation where we sign athlete X and everything is good, and then we get a phone call and athlete X says, so what about this? Or so what about this? Or I heard this, what do you say about this? And from the minute athlete X opens his or her mouth, you are already going, okay, someone has already gotten into your ear, somebody's gotten in your brain, you are now questioning your decision, all of this. And then it becomes this long, drawn out process all the way up until that last day of the week of the NLI that actually exists. In some cases, that time passes. Kids like, oh man, I forgot about this, da da da. You have to send it out, you have to re-sign it, all of this stuff. It still boils down to this. Are you committing or not? Are you committing to coming to the school? We already know it's now whittled down to a 1-year commitment. That's it.
That's
right?
all it is.
So you take that away? I mean, and you have a kid that's prone to waffle? Oh my goodness. What is that going to look like?
I hear you, but let me try to put it as simply as I can. In the current world that we live in right now, national letter of intent is worthless paper anyway.
Okay.
So they're going to get rid of it. Who cares? It's literally worthless. It doesn't mean anything. We all know examples of kids who have signed the national letter of intent in November and gotten out of it in August before school started.
Right. Yes.
It doesn't mean anything. So let's just get rid of that charade and move on, because it doesn't bind them to anything anyway.
True, you agree?
I do understand the binding part, the difference of the NLI to the FAA. But my thing is, if they're still making the FAA commitment, the verbiage that was used in that back part of like, it's still, those 2 points we're gonna roll over, then I'm good with it. Because I think what it's gonna do in turn as well is reduce the number of violations of tampering.
Okay.
And so they're looking to reduce that paperwork.
Not that less tampering is gonna happen.
No,
They're
now it's just
gonna
not gonna be a
have to do the
violation.
paperwork about it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly, right. So it's not condoning it, but it's saying, okay, we acknowledge that the landscape's changing. Let's move this around a little bit. What I do think it's gonna happen is, because with this piece, it's not necessarily with this piece, but how we're doing away with multi-year agreements.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is all coinciding with this roster cap, with the new scholarship. I mean, yeah, roster cap, scholarship limitations, things of that nature. It's going to allow for a little more flexibility.
Okay.
And so in that, we are going to be able to shift within our rosters a little bit more easier. I don't know if easy is the right word, but easier, to make it more advantageous in that season that we need it.
Well,
But
it's interesting that you say that, because I mean, one of the things that I have abided by my entire career, that was literally just thrown in the toilet, was the idea of offering someone a scholarship and then telling them you're not going to give it to them. I didn't even know
Yeah.
that was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a football thing.
No, it's a football thing.
Yeah.
I had never operated like you could do that in track. And then and then these things start coming out, and I'm just going, so
Oh yeah, you can do that now.
You did that? Like you do that? Like you will make an offer?
Yeah, people
with
do
no
that.
intention.
And then ghost a kid? Like, I'm like,
Mhm.
what?
Yeah, it's very uncouth. It's wrong.
Yes.
But let's be clear, because Chu, I don't know if she meant it, but she, like, I don't know if that's the point she was really shooting at, but it was brilliant either way.
Mm-hmm.
What getting rid of the NLI is, for all that language that they listen, crime is bad. No one likes the crime. We don't want to deal with the crime, though. We're not trying to fix the crime. We just don't want to do the paperwork about the crime anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's get rid of the NLI. That's all
Yeah.
this is.
Okay.
That's all it is. And it's honestly dishonest. So I'm here for it. Get rid of it, because it doesn't mean anything.
All right. Number 2, permitting athletes who receive payment exceeding their expenses for participation in an athletics event to retain their Division I eligibility. Under current NCAA rules, athletes are precluded from accepting any form of payment or prize money for athletics participation beyond necessary expenses, examples, meals, lodging, travel, etc., without jeopardizing their eligibility.
The pros can be the amateurs now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Pro sprinter X from Germany that has a contract and is doing all of that can now come to Florida and represent the Gators.
Louis Hinchcliffe can stay a Cougar,
Yep.
go race in Europe, and come
Yep.
back and not endanger the.
No, not go race in Europe, because that's already legal. He can.
No, I'm saying collecting the money. That's what I mean by that. Yeah.
I'm here for it.
So I do wonder, though. So we're saying that they can collect the prize money, right? But is that during your NCAA tenure, or is that prior to?
Either
you
way.
Get what I'm saying by that?
This actually stems. This has been something that came from tennis.
Yeah.
And the fact that 17, 18, 19-year-old kids, whether you're in Europe or around the world, are making buku dollars at tennis tournaments. Golf, same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when said athlete decides, he or she wants to go to college, they're being excluded. All of this stuff is coming up and it's biting them in the butt. So, obviously they want the best of the best. And I think they've made a strong enough argument. And the NCAA right now is in a situation where any litigation,
That's right.
potential litigation, is like,
Yeah, PTSD,
you know,
literally
okay.
PTSD.
All right. What do we need to do? All right.
Yeah.
How are we going to fix this? Let's
Smooth
fix
it
this.
over. Smooth
You
it
know,
over before it becomes
smooth it
something.
over.
Since
So-
everybody's getting paid anyway, you may as well
Yes.
let the pros go on and compete.
So I'm reading this and it says like anything prior that would have already made you ineligible.
Right.
I don't think it says anything about while you're there, if you can continue to do that.
Right.
So that's my question: is
So it
the time frame?
basically, this applies to a very specific subsection of athletes that, you know, maybe they thought going pro was a thing and it didn't work out, right?
Come on back.
So they want to come into the NCAA. Hey, we're good. You made $200,000, you know, traveling around the world, and it didn't work out, and you have eligibility. Come on.
Are we for or we against?
I'm for it.
I'm for it.
I'm for it.
EP?
EP?
I mean, I would definitely be for it because at the end of the day, I'm here for people who are currently basically professionals
Mm-hmm.
having a professional, not just career but profile. Like, I think sometimes people think that somewhat like when I say things like that or we say things like that we're being elitist. It's just like our sport is so top heavy that it's in a lot of ways it's not sustainable, right? Like, you know, every other sport is allowed to have starters in the bench, if that makes any sense, right? And our sport, like we even internally, we don't care about anybody not outside of the top 10, and in most cases the top 8.
Well, would you not say that the argument is stemming from the fact that minor league baseball players have that exemption, and pretty much every other sport does not? In terms
Yeah, I
of
mean,
making money prior to joining a college squad.
well, their situation is also always been weird, right? Because like, you know, they can get advice from now. The newest legislation is talking about allowing basically allowing student athletes to have agents.
Mm-hmm.
Which they now
But
can.
baseball is the only sport that's had that, like has had that for a long time at this point. So it's interesting how the NCAA has always piecemealed and parceled who the rules apply to.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I just wish they would stop grouping. It's like football and basketball get one set of rules, and everybody else gets the other set.
Yes.
And there's a lot of differences between the sports in those everybody else. You know, like track rules and tennis rules and rugby rules are not similar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, and water polo rules, and there's rules in every one of those sports.
Well, in NCAA's mind, basketball and football are the only ones that have a seat at the table, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, we're left to, you know, wait to see if stuff trickles down to us, and I think that'll be the way it is. I mean, so, but those are the two main ones that
Mm-hmm.
you know obviously are up for debate, and you know we'll see what the NCAA does.
Oh no, there's another one. You can't get.
Which one?
The fifth year.
Fifth year of eligibility.
The fifth year,
Yes.
the
Yes.
5-year scholarships.
Yes. Oh, that's kind of important.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. You know, I've been doing my own private straw poll, and it's interesting how coaches in our profession, you know, are of the mindset that 3 is way too much.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
You know, and I would really be curious to see, you know, when they average out the lifespan of a track athlete, how many athletes actually make it to their fourth year, still competing, still on a team, still, and is it sad or is it just the state of our sport? It is, I think the success that we're having and what we're putting out is also quite, in a way, quite deflating to quite a large population of our athletes, and I think we're also moving into that era now where a walk-on, a low scholarship kid, like, ooh, it's tough sledding, man.
Look,
Oh.
It really is.
I've been doing this 17 years, something like that. I can probably name on two hands the amount of people that I really, really, really wish had an extra year.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
vast majority
Yeah, we're
come
good.
in, you do your thing. We need to get the new people coming on through. Okay.
Go be adults. Go flourish.
Okay.
Yes.
The
Yes.
expansion of people's eligibility because of COVID,
Oh man.
That was
been a
enough.
nightmare.
Wow.
Been a nightmare.
Yes.
None of the working folks want to restart that trend. I get why the kids want it. You get to hang out in the non-real world for as long as possible.
I mean, absolutely.
No, sir. No. Boo, thumbs down. No.
I mean, how many of us that are in this profession are actually sitting on the phone with a kid that wants to transfer, has a year left, and is telling you that they want to redshirt? They're telling you. And I'm sitting there going, hold up, what? You're
I want to buy you to
telling
put
me.
you on hold. Got it.
Yes,
Okay.
I just want to do my outdoor this year.
You
And
want
then
me to
I'm gonna
pay for
sit
2
my-
years for you to perform for 1.
Oh my goodness.
Because you're Grant Holloway and I'm gonna wait.
Yes.
No. No. If Sid wants to do that, I will do that for Sid.
Yes.
You are not Sid.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
It is pretty wild. And I'm going, I hang up and I'm like, somebody's going to take that. Somebody's going to say, okay, let's go.
Somebody's thirsty enough
Yes.
for that game.
Yes, I'm a no as well.
Yeah. Negative Ghost Rider. So, obviously, this is our encouragement to you, is to understand the proposals that are on the table right now. Whether you take your voting seriously in the track world, just talking about the track world, then you've got to also show up to the convention and actually push your voting device.
Click your clicker.
Click your clicker. So, make it a point to be a part of this action, or else you can't complain about it. So, off of the topics, bringing back a notion that we had, we thought it would be a good time to bring it back for this event that just took place. Clyde, would you mind kind of speaking to our heartbeat pop tonight?
I would, but I'm going to need the governor's help because I do not want to butcher this young lady's name.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, Rebecca Cheptegei.
Cheptegei.
Yes.
So for those that haven't seen this story, Miss Cheptegei, Paris Olympian, was set on fire by her boyfriend.
Former
boyfriend after the Olympics. Obviously a horrific, just utterly sad situation, but unfortunately not very uncommon in the third worlds of our world. And we're choosing to acknowledge it because, saying her name is important. and people paying attention to this story is important. I don't think enough people are paying attention to that story. I don't think enough people care about these just incredibly sick issues that these women have to endure. And because this isn't the first case of this that we even know about, is twisted and just depraved. And I wish the world that we lived in wasn't so ugly at times. But these women deserve better. They deserve more protection. They deserve people to listen to them. And these type of things shouldn't even be possible, but they are, and they keep happening. So we just wanted to call attention to it, say her name. And, you know, if you're ever in a position to shed light on these situations or you know, do something to improve the plights of women in these type of situations, you should. And, you know, obviously our you know, our thoughts and everything are with her, but a crazy situation. And I just, you know, it's just sad. It's incredibly sad.
So like in the reports, 75% of her body is covered in burn. And then I have not heard of anything yet, but not that it increases or decreases the value of the story, but we don't know the status of her children.
Right.
So it's in what Clyde is saying is, you know, when you're in the position to protect somebody, specifically a female who's being harmed, but any person in that case who is being abused or anything like that, speak up, speak out, and be heard.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, is to protect them, protect people. Doesn't matter who they are, just protect people. So with that, another eventful episode, another eventful week. You know, we checked a lot of boxes. We were entertaining, we were dramatic, and we were heartfelt. So good job, gentlemen. I like it. So other than that, everyone have a great week, and we'll see each other next time. Bye, everyone.